Coming up.
Have you ever been to Hvar in Croatia?
No.
Everyone is so fit. Started chatting to these guys. He actually looked like a Greek god. And so I just went, do you want to go skinny dipping?
Your opening line, do you want to go skinny dipping?
Well,
basically, I want to see you naked right now.
Everyone's fitter in the summer though.
Yeah, I mean, it's the tan skin, the like salty sea hair.
Well, no one's wearing any clothes.
Oh, it's just brilliant. I love wearing no clothes. I love sunbathing with my boobs out.
Hey guys, welcome back to Date, Delete, Repeat,
where we talk about our dating dilemmas, disasters, and general dating hell.
Is it hell?
It's not great, is it?
It's not great.
It's not heaven. Do
you know what is great? Your suntan, babe. You look good.
Thank you. I have been gallivanting about the sun.
So tell me, in your travels and your adventures, have you been on any dates?
Well, just before I went on my travels, I did actually go on a really nice beach date.
Oh, in the UK, not abroad.
Yeah. So we've obviously had a really nice week of weather.
You love a beach date, babe.
I do. I think this is because I love living by the ocean, and I think the ocean just like does something for me. So if they're willing to take me, then I'm willing to go. So he picked me up from my house and Miko, obviously. Mm-hmm. And we drove out for an hour in the car, was like singing along to the tunes. The windows are down. It was actually really, really like wholesome. And then we walked along the beach. I even got him to take some pictures of me. I was like, right, let's see if he's obviously got the camera skills that one would need. So I got him to do like a little picture of me and Miko. We kissed. And then we stopped off for lunch. And then we like went to the next village. We had ice cream and we had some chips, went in the arcades. And that is like my absolute ultimate, like perfect date, is doing all of those things. And he literally did all of them. And then drove me home, and
I feel like
it's been nice. It was nice. It was nice. It was great. It was a good one.
So, what would you rate it out of 10?
It was a solid 9 out of 10.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to see him again?
Maybe
a 9 out of 10. You're seeing him again.
Oh,
woman.
I saw him last night.
There we go. That's the Alex we know then. All right. So you've been in Mallorca, is that right?
I've been in Mallorca and Greece.
And Greece?
I know.
Have you?
Jet setter.
How did you even miss that, considering that you put everything on Instagram, 75 million pictures a day?
Yep. Jet setting around, trying to find a husband.
So, did you find a Greek god?
No, I didn't find a Greek god. Do you know what? The way I describe it is that they're like on the cusp of being gods, but they just can't quite.
Oh.
They're not like quite over the hill for me.
Really? I find Greek men like super attractive. I've
Do you?
definitely snogged loads of them.
Really?
Well, I go to Greece a lot, yeah.
Is that why you go to Greece a lot?
I'm filming there. No, but they're fit. Nice dark features.
Yeah, they are, but there's still something missing for me. Like I look at them and I think, oh, almost.
Oh. So no holiday romances at all?
Not on this particular trip, no, but it doesn't mean I've never had them.
Okay. Well, what about female romances?
No.
I thought I saw a video of you online, like cuddling a girl in your bikini, and I was like, oh, Alex has scored.
No, it's just a friendship.
Oh.
That is just a friendship. But yeah, you've also been away.
I know.
Have you had a holiday romance?
Well, I did, and I had a very big trunk. It was an elephant. No, I actually went on this trip, and it was amazing. And I did actually get like this close to an elephant, which was really cool. But it was like one of those like influencer-y trips, which just made me feel quite old, really, because I'm quite old to be doing that compared to the younger influencers.
No.
Like there were two Love Islanders there. In fact, one of them won Love Island. So I was getting a bit of the dirt on all of that, which was quite interesting.
Juicy.
Did you know some of them have like fake relationships afterwards just to cash in on it?
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
I didn't know that was a thing.
That would be me. I would do that.
Would you?
100%.
Of course you would.
I'd be like, right, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pretend we're in love and we're going to rake it in.
Yeah, I think that's what they do, though. And, you know, fair play to them. I mean, I guess that's why they go on the show, to make the moolah.
Well, yeah.
But they were really nice and they were really, really fun.
Sign me up.
Did you
Sign me up?
Oh, I thought you said to set me up. Because you did comment on one of the pictures that I posted. You were like, that one's a bit of me. But unfortunately, Lass, he has a girlfriend.
Yeah. Actually, that was a bit annoying because you sent him to me, I think, and was like, he's a bit of you. And I went to look at him and I was like, the first picture is him with his girlfriend. What are you doing? I was like, why are you doing this to me?
It was cruel because he is really
dangling
fit.
a little carrot.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's no action on that front because everyone was taken and too young, probably. But I did sit next to a fit guy on the flight, you know.
I love these stories. I have often sat next to a hot guy on a flight or seen him in the queue to get on the flight, but then like, that's it.
Do you never talk to them?
No.
By the way, the one who was on my flight last night, by the way,
so much information because we haven't seen each other for literally 5 days.
It's very, very exciting. But by the way, I flew through the night. My suitcase didn't show up. I don't have my hair straighteners. I don't have my clothes. Don't have anything. It's been an absolute disaster. However, they did fly me business, which I think I've only done once in my life before. So that was very exciting.
I actually forgot to say that when you sent me a picture of you and your legs were spread out, I was like, all right, bougie bitch.
Just to be clear, in front of me, not to the sides. My legs were spread out in front of me.
Yeah, they were.
Yes, that was an absolute treat. But you know, I don't know, like, so on the plane, on the business bit, they have seats, like you have your own like little bit and they face different ways. And you've got like this window.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there, I was waiting for the person to sit down and I was like, is he going to be fit? Is it going to be an old smelly man? Like, what's going to happen? And actually a young, nice guy sat down.
And he was cute.
Yeah. But at this point, I'd been traveling for something like 20 hours.
Oh, this is on the return.
Had no makeup.
Oh, no. We're not good on the return. On the way out, everything's ready.
Yeah. And also you're excited, you're drinking champagne, you're looking fine.
Oh.
On the way home, you're like, no makeup. My hair was slick. I never slick my hair back. My hair was
I would love
back.
to see a slick back on you.
I look like a man.
A slick Rick on you. I'm not sure about it.
I look like a man. I truly do. In fact, someone commented on my last picture on Instagram when I had my hair like that saying, is Danny a man? I was like, fuck you, cat. But no, he was nice. And it was
Did you talk?
No, because he was talking to the old lady on the other side of him.
What?
And I purposely didn't put the window up. I was like, let's leave this open. Well, we took off and after about 10 minutes in, he just went zzzz, and the window went up and I was like, oh, okay, I look that rough. Cheers.
That's not nice. I did get a few DMs while I was in Greece because obviously like when you like geotag where you're at, people can see it. So I did get a few DMs from men being like, hey, I'd like to take you out. But it was when I was at the airport. And I was like, y'all have missed your window.
You're too slow, bro.
Too slow.
Do you know what though? I have found boyfriends on holiday and like had some good holiday romances.
Yeah.
I actually had one, right? So I took my little sister. My sister's, I've told you, my sister's 10 years younger than me. And when we were younger, we didn't, or like, say when I was like 30, she was like 20. We hadn't really like spent that much time together as like adults. So we went on this holiday together and it was, my sister at the time was living in Glasgow. She was quite like introvert. She didn't really go out very much. So, and she'd had a long-term boyfriend for 7 years.
Ooh.
But things were kind of like starting to break down, the relationship, right? So I was like, right, let's go on holiday for our birthdays. So we went to, have you ever been to Hvar in Croatia?
No.
Hvar, you'd love it. It's like a little party island and everybody seems to be fit there.
Nice.
So we went to this beach club and I remember walking in and like turning around and looking at my sister's face and my sister's face was just like this. And I was like, what is it? And she was like, everyone is so fit. And I was like, dude, this is like quite normal if you go out to a club. She just doesn't go out all that much. Anyway, started chatting to these guys and I was looking around and I was like, do you know what? I just can't see anybody that I would be that bothered about. And I went to the bar to get a drink and I turned around and this fucking Adonis was standing behind me. And I was like, oh my God. And he actually looked like a Greek god. He was really muscly, dark features, big beard. And so I just went, do you want to go skinny dipping? So like literally the first thing I said to him.
I love that. Your opening line, do you want to go skinny dipping?
Well, there were no other, it was only going to be him.
Basically, I want to see you naked right now.
So we went skinny dipping and had a snog quite quickly. And I ended up dating him for a year. So he was like,
whoa.
I know. Do you know why? Oh, do you know the worst bit of this though? I didn't ask his age because he was so hairy. I just assumed he was like
Older.
my age. Like you know when a man's got loads of
no.
facial hair, they can look really quite old.
Yeah, but some guys do have big facial hair and it does make them look older. He was younger, hey.
He was a lot younger. I think he was 9 years younger than me. Yeah, mental. Anyway, he was also like, he worked internationally. He was a watch dealer. And so
Ooh,
he was just
nice.
catching flights everywhere to deal these watches, whatever he did, picking watches up for footballers or whatever. So he'd just fly out to wherever I was filming and he was just like there all
Great.
the time. Yeah.
Where is he now? What happened?
Oh no, it didn't
It didn't manifest into anything.
Do you know what? He's the one who actually ended up snogging. He's the one that I ended up getting with my sister's mate.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I probably should have seen that coming considering the age gap.
The age gap was a bit telling.
We live and learn, you
Yeah,
know?
sure.
We live and learn.
Stay tuned. Still to come.
They talk like that, do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I love it.
It's my favourite.
It's so fit. It's so fit. Also,
Would you fancy me if I had this accent?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, just keep talking like that.
I think your uni is my equivalent to my Magaluf.
Yes.
And what do you think is a high body count then? Like, would it put you off if a guy had said, oh, okay, well, mine's 150 girls?
No. Do you know what I mean?
Last summer was very much brat girl summer,
Yes.
okay? But me and my friends have come up with Menace girl summer this year.
Oh, does this just mean we're going to be hobags?
If that's how you want to take Menace girl summer,
That's how I
then I'm not going to deny it. And we have a group chat called Menace girl summer, and it's popping off already.
So is this like we're going out, we're dating, or like let's just hook up? Like what does it mean?
It means let's be feral.
Oh,
Let's date as much as we can and just be feral.
okay.
I'm so here for that.
I like it. It is. I mean, it is like at this time of year, it does feel like it's when everyone breaks up. It's like the decuffing season.
Decuffing, like, you know, over winter, everybody wants someone to keep them warm and cuddle up to on the sofa and watch I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And then you get to now and it's like, oh, stabilizers off. Let's go.
Let's go. Fair enough. Okay, so what's the plan? What's the first plan of action with that?
Well, I didn't really hold up my end of Menace Girl summer whilst I was
know,
in
you
Greece
just
because
said.
I actually didn't hook up with anyone. But still early times of the season. Season's just kicking off, so just give me a minute.
Also, there's a lot of travel. I'm sure you're going to be like Ibiza, all these.
Yeah, there's loads of travel coming up. So who knows?
I do think
Maybe this podcast could be like my advert for Menace Girl Summer.
What you're going to be like, hi, by the way, I got a dating podcast and I just need to talk about how feral I am. So
In case you didn't know.
in case you didn't know.
Yeah, so obviously, as you know, I don't use dating apps, and you
Yes.
love the fact that I find men or women through TikTok or Instagram.
Well, I just
right?
think it's wild, but I love it. Yeah.
So when I go anywhere, actually, not just away, but especially when I'm away, I will always geotag where I am. So like I'll upload a story to Instagram and I will put my location as Corfu, Greece, and people can find you through your location tags. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, well, kind of. Like, so how do you?
So I haven't searched for someone doing this, but I've had people search for me through this. So like it's a really good little tactic of mine.
So like say you're at Hula Hula Bar, right? And you tag Hula Hula Bar.
Yeah.
Then people who are going to Hula Hula Bar click on it and they can see where you're at.
Yeah, because if you search then on Instagram Hula Hula Bar, you'd see that I've tagged myself there. But I think geotagging is like maybe something I should search more instead of letting people search for me more.
Yeah, well, you can line up. So like if you're going somewhere next week, you can have a look on the
Yeah.
you can have a look at where you're going
Yeah.
and see who's in that area.
Yeah, and be like, that club looks like it's full of fitties.
yeah, and we know that you're the one who likes to slide in the DMs as well.
I do like to slide in the DM and I just don't see any harm in that.
No, there's not. I do quite often. Like, so if I'm on Raya, which is one of the dating apps that I use, I will always change the location before I go, and Hinge and Bumble.
Yeah, I know. Like when we got to Greece, my friend did change her location as well.
But it's interesting seeing the different types of people you get in different places. Like if like and so like I really think when you're in Paris, for example, like men are really, really quite.
Yeah, because they dress so
Yeah.
well. I do think that like you can maybe find different people attractive. Like I love how Spanish women dress. Like they just have a way about them. And I think it's maybe because it's kind of not that girly. And I like that.
I think just everyone's fitter in the summer though.
Yeah, I mean, it's the tan skin, the like salty sea hair.
Well, no one's wearing any clothes.
Oh, it's just brilliant. I
Everyone's-
love wearing no clothes. I love sunbathing with my boobs out.
But the thing is, even if, regardless of what kind of physique you're into, right? Everybody looks better with a tan.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're looking fine today, babes.
Thanks. It is real. But it also helps having a mixed heritage.
Yeah, that does
You do
help.
go a nice golden colour.
I know, when you've not been anywhere, I'm like, God, you're so tanned.
No, literally, I'll like turn up and she's like, you're so tanned. I'm like, that'll be a mixed heritage.
But is it about like everyone having a tan, or is it because everyone's tipsy? That everyone's more attractive?
Oh, maybe, because after a couple margaritas, people definitely do look nicer.
Have you ever like been on holiday and woke up like the next day being like, what have I done?
Well, obviously, I did a season in Magaluf.
Oh yeah, so you've had that problem many times. Do you know, everybody I know who's gone to Magaluf has it tattooed on their body somewhere?
Yeah, I don't. I've got a few tattoos from Magaluf, but they don't say Magaluf or Shagaluf.
I love skiing, right? I'm all about skiing. I went on this friend's skiing holiday a couple of years ago, and we were on the slopes and we met these like 3 American guys, and they were really, really good fun. And they happened to have a chalet like next door to ours, and it had like, so upstairs, so it was like an upside down house, and upstairs, I'd been skiing with this guy for like 2 or 3 days, keep bumping into him, had like a little bit of a drunken snog at pre-ski. But the whole time that I had met him, he was wearing his helmet.
Oh, I know what's coming.
Anyway.
It's like that thing. It's like that thing, if a guy wears a hat, they look really hot, but then they take the hat off and they're like, oh, actually you're a 2.
Yeah, it is a
And
thing,
the same with the
isn't
beard.
it?
10 with a beard, 2 without one.
Totally. Beards solve a lot of problem for men because
100%.
it just gives you a jaw, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does. Anyway, this was a bit of a disaster, because so our chalet happened to be next door to the guy's chalet, and it was like an upside down house. So our kitchen was upstairs and it was like a catered thing. So we had dinner, and it was my friend's 40th, my friend's partner's 40th. And there was loads of champagne, and you know I'm a lightweight. I got really drunk. And so the next thing, there's like this walkway on the roof between the 2 chalets. I'm crawling along the walkway.
Of course you're crawling.
Because I'm like, guys, their party sounds like it's a bit louder than ours. So we need to get across there and just assess the situation. It wasn't like, unsafe or anything. It was safe enough. So I went along, and these guys are all like sitting, having dinner, like playing songs. And they're literally at their dinner table here, and on the background is this window, and there's me just going, knock, 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 let me in. And they let me in. Anyway, we ended up having a great party, but it was the first time that I saw him without his helmet, and so I ended up running away from him the whole night.
Why? Has he got funny shaped head?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It was so weird. And that's such a shame.
Oh,
because
that's a shame for
mean.
him.
It's so mean. And
Well-
he was a nice guy. I mean, I think I probably did snog him again later on, but I definitely avoided him.
That's a shame for his head.
I know. He also seemed much larger with ski clothes on, because obviously
Yeah.
ski boots, they're
Yeah.
almost like wearing high heels. So then actually when I saw him without the ski boots on, I was like, oh wow, you ain't even as big as me.
So I remember again my Magaluf days. I was dating this guy for a little bit. And he was a Scouser, and you know that I'm a sucker for a Scouse accent.
Who isn't?
Like, oh
Manchester,
Oh,
wait,
no.
Scousers Liverpool.
yeah.
And then a Mancunian
I can't believe you just fucking said that. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is your head doing?
Mate, I was on a plane
They
all
talk
night.
like that, do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I love it.
It's my favourite.
It's so fit. It's so fit. Also,
Would you fancy me if I had this accent?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, just keep talking like that.
For the
I'm all
whole
yours,
episode. Anyway, so I've been sleeping with him. He would come to my bar when I finished and then walk me home. And then I don't know, it just fizzled out. Then a few years later, I was in Manchester, not Liverpool, on a trip staying in this hotel, and I walked into the bar hotel and he was sat there.
No.
And I was like, and he was like,
No, then it's meant to be, babe.
Oh, it's really not.
You know, sometimes when
No, it
you're
gets
like,
worse.
No, but wait. You know, sometimes when you're like, please, universe, I'm trying to manifest something. Where is it? And they're like, I've
wasn't.
just put it in front of you 3 times.
I wasn't trying to manifest it.
Okay, fine.
Definitely
Carry on.
wasn't.
Tell me.
And we spoke, we exchanged a few words, and it was all a bit like, whoa, like, what the hell are you doing here? And I was like, well, what the hell are you doing here? You live in Liverpool, not Manchester. And I obviously don't live in Manchester either. Anyway, that was that. Went our separate ways, didn't speak since. Then last year, my best mate lives in Mallorca. My best boy mate lives in Mallorca. Anyway, randomly, I get a DM from Magaluf Scouser, okay? Saying like, hey, are you using Magaluf? I was like, no. Then messaged my best mate. I was like, oh my God, that really fit guy that I used to hook up with when I was like 17, 18 is in Magaluf. The next thing I know, a few hours later, my bestie has gone and found him walking down the strip and sent a selfie of them two together. And I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? And then Scouser messaged me like, I think your best mate's just found me. And I was like, yeah, I may have told him that you were about. But you do, actually, maybe now you say this, maybe it is meant to be.
Yeah, it feels like this guy keeps cropping up for some reason or another.
No, then we like exchanged like a couple of words, but again, it just sort of like plateaued into all, as they seem to all do.
Have you ever had, because I fall into relationships quite quickly, often, and I think a holiday is a really good test as to whether it's going to work or not.
So true.
Right?
It's just like when you live with someone, you really get to know them.
Yeah.
Even with friendships as well, holidays are a really good test because you spend so much time together and you kind of think, actually, you're a prick.
That's why we fell in love, because we were abroad, innit?
Yes. Maybe that is why we fell in love, because we were abroad.
Yeah, intense situations very quickly.
Oh, maybe you are my holiday romance from Barcelona.
You can keep trying, babes. No, but so my first time that I took a guy on holiday, I was at uni, and I've been on loads of holidays with guys, but the same thing, there's like a repeat pattern. So I remember being on holiday with this guy, and I think it was Mallorca actually. We had a little Jeep. It was really cool. Had a lovely time. Like, actually, we were, in fact, this was probably the most like wild, like
wild,
not wild sex, but like wild, like, oh, what's the word? The person who I had the most alfresco sex with, basically. Like,
you do love a shag outdoors.
Oh, I love it. But that's kind of where it started. Okay, so it was like we were at uni. I shared a room at uni,
right?
So we didn't really do it in the room very much. We did it like inside my car, outside my car, like anywhere basically. And we went on this holiday on the beach. And about 3 days in, I just switched, and I was like, no.
How much longer did you have?
So, and I couldn't not tell him, because I went from one extreme to the other. Like, I suddenly was like, you know, when you're like,
yeah, get off me, get away
like,
from me,
really,
you're making my skin crawl.
Literally. And so I had to tell him, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And then I was like, you know, we could just like carry on hooking up for the rest of the holiday. And so then, but then the bad thing was we did keep doing that, because that was good.
No.
And then on the flight home, I was like, okay, like, I'm done now. Poor guy.
And that was it?
Yeah.
What, you just didn't speak again?
Yeah. But anyway, I've had that happen a few times where like you're 3 or 4 days in.
Yeah.
And then
you're
it's
like, oh my God, what am I doing? I don't want to be here.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what he did to give me the ick, but typically, I mean, we probably wouldn't have eaten that much in front of each other before that, because it was just like uni and stuff.
You used to have that thing, hey, when you didn't want to eat in front of a guy.
No, it's called misophonia. It's the noise. It does me fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, that.
Like,
yeah, that eating with your mouth open thing.
But even just, it can even be eat with your mouth closed, but it's noisy.
Ugh.
He drives me mental. So yeah, he probably made funny noise eating or something. Actually, I do remember. It was snoring.
What? And that was it? Done?
Yeah. Well, snoring's fucking annoying.
Oh, it is. It actually sends my belly hot.
Yeah.
Like, my belly literally gets hot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm enraged at the snoring.
It does make me enraged also. When you're on holiday, have you ever hooked up with someone that's like, can't speak any English? So like you're just communicating through... That's a yes.
Through this. Through
this. Go on.
Yeah. He was Danish and he was
Okay.
actually really sweet. He turned up with a rose. Like
A rose.
a rose to
Wait.
pick me up, to take me for dinner. But like we couldn't fucking speak. So we had to use Google Translate over the dinner table.
No. Literally, so you're sitting at the dinner table doing this?
Yeah, he was actually a basketball player.
You know there's a thing you can put in your ears now for that?
What?
The headphones
Oh,
that
it just
translate. Your
translates.
life's going to get real juicy this summer. Wait a minute. So he was a basketball player?
Yeah, from Denmark. And he
Right.
thought I was Danish, which is a lot of people always think I'm Danish, but
Mhm.
I'm not. And yeah, so he turned up with a rose. That was really cute. Went for dinner, used Google Translate, and then ended up having sex. But like, how wild is it to have sex with someone that doesn't speak your language? Because you're not using Google Translate in that moment.
Yeah, but to be
Like,
fair,
let me just get my phone out.
yeah, but I mean, sex to try to like communicate during sex is like either like a yeah or a no. Do you know what I mean?
True. It's a yes or no
It's a
situation.
yes or no situation.
He was like 6'7", like huge feet.
There we go.
And you know I'm a sucker for asking a shoe size.
6'7" is really, really tall.
Yeah, but they are basketball
It's a
players.
good big spoon, that.
Yeah, it was a good big spoon.
Yeah. I dated a ex-basketball player in LA for a while.
Oh my god, you did.
Yeah, it was really cool. I liked him. He was from Brazil originally as well, and he
Ooh.
was really tall, big man. He was nice.
He sounds like right up my
He
street.
was nice. Do you know what though? Fizzled a bit at the end. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, this was literally a one-time thing, and then he flew back. Like his holiday ended.
Oh, you can't even keep in touch.
Don't even know his name. I honestly don't.
Wait, you went for dinner and you don't even know his name?
Do you not like have like so many? If you think about them, you don't know their name. Like, I can picture their faces, but I can't picture their names.
I think I can actually remember everyone's name. I think.
Can you?
Yeah.
So I had this conversation with this guy that I was on a date with, and he asked like how many people I'd slept with, and I was like
11. Just always say 11.
Well, it's irrelevant. I'm not saying a number, and he's like, well, that means it's high. I was like, it doesn't at
Just,
all.
babe,
It just
say
means
11. I know this girl, she said 11 for the last 20 years, but it's such a safe number because it's like, I'm not boring, but I'm also not a hoe.
11.
Yeah,
Legs 11.
11.
I can't remember what I was going to say now because you cut
Oh,
me off
sorry.
every time. Every time I want to land, you cut me off.
Oh, babe,
Let me
sorry.
land.
Okay.
So he thinks because I won't say that it's a lot, but it's not a lot. I just don't want to say because I just don't think it's relevant. Anyway, so then I said, go on, throw out a number. Throw out a number that you think it is. And apparently it's 65
What? That's what he said.
that I've slept with.
Wait,
He thinks I look like I've slept with 65 people. How does one look like they've slept with 65 people? And he's like, because I know that you're fruity. I know that you're like sexually confident. I was like, and?
is it 65?
Well, I don't know.
So it could be more.
No, it's not more. It can't be.
less.
It can't be more.
Listen, I'm
But this is what I was
non-judgmental
saying.
about
When
the
I then
number.
try and like go through it in my head, I can't think of their names anyway.
Mm.
So it's not because there's been so many. It's just because like it's been a long time. Like, I've been active for a lot of years, and
Yeah.
I just can't remember. And if you're not that like memorable, why would I remember your name?
I mean, it's not like we're 25 anymore. It's been a while. I don't actually think I know people who have slept with over 100 people. I know.
Same, but it
Like,
doesn't
it's-
matter to me.
No.
Like, I said the same to him. I was like, well, you're really sexually confident, so you definitely must have fucked about. And he was like, no. And I was like, you have. You so have. Like, you're so sexy. How have you not?
I feel like girls always like make the number way less and boys always make the number way more. That's how it is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, it doesn't bother me because if I'm with you and you're with me, then that's it anyway.
Mm.
It doesn't matter if you've, I mean, it probably would if you said you'd like set of 10,000.
Well, that would, what? No one's f***ing Bonnie Blue.
Like,
That's not normal behavior.
And I was also like, I wouldn't want you to come and sleep with me after sleeping with like 5 people in the same day.
No, that's disgusting. I actually like that.
You know?
When people do that. I mean, I don't think as adults our age that happens anymore, but I do remember like uni days
Yeah.
where people would be like, oh, we did 2 in one day. You're like,
Yeah.
really, bro? Because that's not cool.
I mean, I have done that.
of course you have. Was it girls or boys?
I've actually done it with girls and boys.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But again, like you say, it's back in the day. Like, it's not something that's happening now.
Mm.
And what do you think is a high body count then? Like, would it put you off if a guy had said, oh, okay, well, mine's 150 girls?
No.
No, same.
I don't think it's because yeah. I'm not going to say how many people I've
I was about to say, what's your body count?
Absolutely
Now that we
not.
all think mine's 65.
No, well, that's why I was like, it's not that bad. No, I don't think it's a big deal these days, you know.
I don't.
I mean, if you've been in a relationship for 10 years and you've got a high count, then I'd be a bit worried.
Yeah, fair enough. But
And-
like, it's all relative, right? It's like, if
Yeah.
you've been single for a long time, like, well, standard that you'd have a high body count, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. It's absolutely
And then when
fine.
you're with someone, that's what I mean, like, whether you're exclusive or whatever, as long as it's not going up during that time, that's all good.
Yeah.
Like,
so-
everyone has a past, everyone has a history. So.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going out at the age of, in your 30s and you're shagging 3 people a week, it's probably a bit of a problem.
Is it?
Like, it's a lot. Yeah, who's got time for that shit?
True.
Like, we're busy.
It is true. I mean, yeah, I haven't got time for 3 people a week.
No. But like
But 3 a month.
yeah, that's absolutely fine in my eyes.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm like, gosh, that's
It's a lot of pruning.
yeah. So that's a lot of admin, finding people and getting to that point 3 times a month. But then I need a
Sure.
bit more of a build up. I don't really do.
Yeah, hookups, just like one-off hookups are not really for you, eh?
Not really. I mean, obviously, when I was younger, I had a few of them. As like an adult, I can count on one hand how many one night stands I've had. I actually, talking about holidays, I did have a really funny one a few years ago. One of my besties lives in Monaco, and it was her partner's birthday, and I had not drank in a while, and there was endless champagne going around. And I'd been chatting to this guy for quite a while, and he was really nice. And I was also going through a phase where like there'd been no action for ages, and so it was quite exciting to be in a new place around new people.
Heart pounding.
Yeah, and then I chatted to him all night. Poor bloke. Then this other guy walks in, and I was like, "Oh, he's taller and more handsome and a bit more me." I think he was a football agent. Anyway, so I started talking to him, and my friend told me the next day, I was like a little bit blurry around the details. And she was like, she's got 2 kids, and one of them's got a giant giraffe, like a teddy giraffe.
Okay.
And she said that, because I was like, I remember like being on the giraffe at one point. She was like, yeah. So this guy that I fancied had gone to the bathroom, and apparently I got on the giraffe and rode it down the hallway, kicked the door of the bathroom, and just went in the bathroom after him.
And had sex. Excuse me, I'm ready now.
Get in the shower.
Coolie, I'm here.
No, it was quite funny. So anyway, she always sends me pictures of the giraffe.
Brilliant.
The next day she
As
was
a
like, I just
reminder.
had the cleaner disinfect the giraffe. Not that I did anything with the giraffe, because that would be weird. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't happen that often in my world these days. Quite timid on the one night stand front. But
I get you.
I mean, uni days. I mean, there was a lot of that.
I think your uni is my equivalent to my Magaluf.
Yes, probably. Have you ever been on holiday with someone that you're dating?
Yeah, I was in a relationship with someone. Went on holiday with them. They it was actually awful. Like, it was pretty much the end of the relationship, because kind of like started a journey together and then started a journey separately as well, and then like met up throughout the holiday, kind of like doing our own thing. But this was like one key thing. And what do you do in that moment? Like, I couldn't just end what I was on a journey kind of for myself, kind of for us, but it obviously really wasn't working out like that. And obviously I'm literally across the other side of the world. It's not like I'm a couple of hours away on a flight this time. So I just remember it being like a typical holiday hotel and just not knowing what to do, like, other than sit and wait for that person to come back, but not knowing how they were going to come back. And it was so unprovoked. You know, we'd just gone out for a nice holiday dinner. You know, you got dressed up. We were taking selfies before we'd gone for dinner. Like, everything was like cushy. We were good. And then a couple drinks in, he's seen something, or I've said something that he doesn't like, and then he's just like completely lost it. And when we've got back to the hotel, because I've said, okay, let's just go back and, do you know what I mean? Let's just end the night and go back, thinking that would diffuse a situation. And then like he just kicked off randomly, and he took my phone off me.
What?
Took my phone, stormed out, And obviously I was like trying to call it from my laptop. So I opened my laptop, went onto my phone, was trying to call it and call it and call it. Couldn't get onto my phone. So I disabled my phone from my laptop so he couldn't get on or see anything. Because it's my work. Like my phone has all my work on it. So it's really precious, you know, like I can't, you know, I didn't also know what he was going to do.
But why was he taking it?
I don't know, because there was something in his head about something, I presume.
Oh.
But I felt like instant panic. I wanted to just call my dad and get him to come and get me. I felt so isolated and just really vulnerable, I think, like, because then you're in a foreign country where I didn't speak the language. You're on your own.
Yeah.
And like this guy who's meant to like look after you, protect you, make you feel safe has suddenly made you feel the complete opposite.
Had he done anything like that before?
No.
That's
and this
wild.
This is what I mean. Like when you go on holiday with someone, whether it's a partner or a friend, that's when you really learn who they are. And this wasn't okay. And that was the end of the relationship for me because I just, like making me feel so, like I said, isolated and alone. It's literally making me like cringe thinking about it.
It's a
like,
horrible
it's actually
invasion
disgusting.
of privacy. It's
and
horrible.
it's really like awful behavior. And obviously it's quite toxic to be like that. And I remember him then coming back like 3 hours later. So by this point, I'd like been sobbing on the floor, didn't know really what to do. It's like the middle of the night. I didn't leave the hotel because I was scared of being on my own in a place I didn't know. And what was I going to do? Like roam the streets trying to find him? Like, no, that's not safe either. So I just cried myself to sleep. And then eventually he came back and just chucked the phone at me. And I didn't say anything. I was just like, okay. Because I think obviously I am quite a strong person. But there's certain situations that put me in a really vulnerable position. And that was one of them where I just didn't feel I could be that strong person that I normally am.
Yeah.
And I literally just wanted someone to come and pick me up and save me.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's
disgusting.
horrible,
That's
babe.
actually awful. It actually makes me feel a bit like sweaty when I talk about it because it was a really horrible moment. And I can picture the hotel room. I can picture laying on the floor just like crying. Because what do you do?
It is mad when people do that. And I think it actually happens all the time, like people checking the other one's phone, their Instagram. I was living with someone once and I remember he'd always ask me, and the guy in question that he was worried about was someone who would message me on Facebook, but he was a friend. I set him up with one of my friends. So there's this like friend who was in a relationship with one of my friends, but we'd message sometimes. And the guy I was living with at the time must have had access to my Facebook because he'd always like know these things and ask these questions.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I'd given him no reason to worry. People just get things in their head, don't they?
Yeah.
But it's like, I think girls and guys, I mean, I've known girls who will literally wait till their boyfriend's asleep and be like, to get them to open their phone so that they can check. It's wild.
Yeah. See, if I wanted to check your phone, I'll just check your phone in front of you.
Yeah, just ask.
I don't because I do feel like once you start doing that, it's a real slippery slope.
But the thing is, if you're looking for something, you'll
you find it. Whether it's innocent or not as well. Yeah, like you will perceive it in the wrong way, even if it is innocent. I do totally agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a nice situation. I think traveling abroad is a really tough one, like your safety and if you're in a relationship where it's like slightly new or you've maybe not been together for a long time.
It put me off massively. And I think now if I was to go away with someone, it would be like a really short trip and not as far.
Yes.
So I could easily just like hop home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I guess what other precautions can you put in place really other than have a burner?
Yeah. Well,
have a burner just in case.
Literally. And then do what? Like, yeah, you can't. I think it's a really tricky one. And I also think it is also, you know, some people are going on holidays with people they've never really met and they've maybe been on like a couple of dates with. And I think from a safety point of view, like you're in another country with a male or a female that you don't know really, like you don't know them. Like
I took someone on holiday after we'd been dating for like 3 weeks, but it was with a large group of friends.
That's safer.
And we have mutual friends within that group. So it was kind of like I was surrounded by my people in a house.
Yeah.
So it was kind of fine.
Yeah, I think that's a definite safety step to take for sure.
Definitely. Like step one, holiday with the friends if you're not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just get to know them a little bit more.
We live and learn, babe.
We do. So, is there a holiday with anybody on the cards this summer?
Well, not right at this moment in time, but I'm not saying no. I mean, holidays are like the friskiest time ever. I love
True, the heat, the sangria.
But you're just going for feral. What is it? Feral girl summer?
No, Menace.
Menace summer where she's feral
Yeah, a Menace girl summer is definitely
on the horizon.
Is the vibes. No, you need to be on it too.
Oh God, I don't think I've ever been totally feral.
Well,
Actually,
maybe now's your chance. Maybe this is the year of Menace girl summer for you.
I think I'm too old to be a complete menace.
No.
Can I not just date?
No, I'm going to make you a Menace girl.
Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment,
DM, follow, all of the above.
slide into Alex's DMs, whatever.
Or Danny's.